Hello, everybody. Yesterday, I uploaded a video talking about streaming on Twitch, specifically streaming Dwarf Fortress on Twitch. There was an issue that was happening where Dwarf Fortress had two directories. And the reason it had two different categories or two different directories for Dwarf Fortress is because the database that they pulled their information from, which is the indie game database, had made a second directory or category for Dwarf Fortress when it was released on Steam. I'm not entirely certain when the page was made. From what I can tell, it was made a handful of months ago, but some people say it's been around longer than that. It just didn't turn up as something that people noticed up until recently. Now, the issue has been resolved. That's what I'd like to say first, but then I'm going to kind of follow up on a few things from the actual thing that happened. So the initial resolving of the issue is good because it means that if I take you over to my Twitch dashboard here for a second, you can see that I'm currently not sitting in a directory because the last place I streamed in was the old directory. Well, they've now made us a new directory. So if I go to set my category here on Twitch, I can type in Dwarf Fortress, and as you can see, it now has 77,000 followers. Well, I'm going to show this screenshot on screen right now, which shows it very clearly having 1.1 in one directory and 76.2 followers in the other directory, meaning they have added most of them, I guess there's some estimation numbers here missing, into the same category. As an extension, if you go to search for Dwarf Fortress now on Twitch and you type in the full thing, as you can see, one category shows up as recommended, so that's good already. And then when I click on the search icon, as you can see, it's showing me people that are currently streaming, but it's no longer showing the multiple categories because there is only one category to search for, which is a good thing. So now when I click on the Dwarf Fortress category, we can very clearly see everybody who is actively streaming Dwarf Fortress. There's no weird separation or splitting between the two categories. And now if you go to Twitch and you follow the category, it'll take you to the correct place instead of possibly an incorrect one. Also, all of the VODs and the clips are now going to be in the right place as well, so it will be much easier to find stuff on Twitch. Now, the weird eccentric portion of this is if we actually go to the recent Dwarf Fortress wiki edit for Dwarf Fortress, on the indie games database, which was the source of all these problems initially, we can see that down here at the bottom, there is a update page for it, which is the adventure mode update. So this either was like this initially and I just simply didn't notice it looking deep enough into it, or this has now been changed. I'm not entirely certain. It's one or the other. Now, this is still a little odd to me because they are insisting that Dwarf Fortress released a year ago, which I maintain is incorrect. This page is much more accurate. If anything, it should be this page with two pages down beneath referred to as updates, if you want to call it that. But then you'd also have to add in the other like 200-something updates that Dwarf Fortress has had over the last 17 years. Probably more updates than that, frankly. And it's a little bit upsetting to me that it's still listed as a remaster because people are going to write articles about Dwarf Fortress and they're going to look up databases to try and figure out information about the game, and they are going to cite an inaccurate source. So I still think that this is actually really bad. However, on the bright side, the main issue at stake here is now resolved. So this is mostly just a thank you to everybody who took part in this. This is being recorded a little bit before it's going up, so this number is probably going to go up afterwards. And also, because it's still open on the user voice on Twitch, once this is labeled as fixed, I will update the descriptions of the video from the other day and also post a pinned comment in the description of this video. So thank you to Twitch for acting quickly. No thank you to Indie Game Database. Like, seriously, you guys really need to work on your categories and your just your descriptions of games. If you're going to start logging a game with update posts for the first time ever, you might as well make sure that people realize that it's still the same game and not a remaster, because it's not a remaster. It's a patch. And in fact, since that patch, it's had multiple other patches that have improved performance. So if you're going to add a new wiki entry for every single major update, you should also add one for SDL2. Also one for where arena mode was added in. It's very strange to me that a wiki exists that insists on being an authority that is filled with information that's actually going to make it harder for people to write and make videos about this game. Because you're supposed to be a wiki that has accurate information. And that bothers me. Regardless, if you want a good Dwarf Fortress wiki, just go to the Dwarf Fortress wiki. Don't go to this nuts, stupid thing that practically just exists to create categories on a live streaming service. Also, now if you would like to find other people who stream on Twitch and find more Dwarf Fortress content, you can do that by going to the Dwarf Fortress directory and following it, and Twitch will now recommend Dwarf Fortress streams to you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thanks for your help, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.